Hi, I hope you're all doing well. This is our last lesson. This is on reduced speech or reduction and linking. And this is what is kind of like the final culmination of all the things we've been looking at in our pronunciation course. And this is where we start to think about when people speak quickly, what it sounds like, and what exactly is it that they're doing that makes all the words squished together. And this is called linking. Sometimes it's also thought of as mumbling. Mumbling is blah, 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 blah. And that's because one of the key sounds is this sound, like mustard. So when the words are all slurred together or run together, these unimportant words that we talked about last week, the function words, they are all squished together and they kind of sound like cup of tea, cup of tea. So how can you learn what it sounds like when people mumble? And how can you learn to mumble? That's what we're going to be looking at today. The one thing is we sort of already looked at that a little bit last week, and that is reduction, where we reduce our speech. And some examples that we've seen already are what do you, all squished together sounds like what do you? And here are some other examples of just very common phrases that people stick together and then they sound like it almost sounds like they're one word because they're squished together so much. So here's some examples. Say these little sentences with me. We'll do each one together and we'll do each one twice. We'll just say these sentences and we'll say them exactly the same way that a native English speaker would say them. Here we go. You ready? I don't know his name. I don't know his name. Next one. I want to go home. I want to go home. I'm going to go home. I'm going to go home. I have to go home for dinner. I have to go home for dinner. I have to go home for dinner. I gotta go. It's late. I gotta go. It's late. And gotta and have to, they have the same meaning, right? I have to go. I gotta go. Same thing. Next one. He has to go home at 10. He has to go home at 10. Give me a break. Give me a break. Give me a cup of coffee. Give me a cup of coffee. Now, these I will tell you with gimme, it is not, it's give me, but that's not a very friendly way of saying it. So you could say that to a close friend or someone who you joke around with, that's okay. But you wouldn't really say that to someone working in a restaurant. You wouldn't say, give me this or give me that. So these are all very common phrases or words that are stuck together. And then when we say them, they sound very much like it's just one word. And so we'll just go down all these red words together. We'll say them quickly. Ready? Dunno, wanna, gonna, have to, gotta, has to, gimme, kappa. And the other thing I wanted to mention is that with the S at the end of a word, it is easier to put that S sound onto the next word. If you say this way, this way, this way, it is a little bit difficult to say that quickly. So let's say that super fast. This way, this way, this way, this way, this way. It sounds like this way, this way. It's much easier to speak quickly when you take the S at the end of a word and move it over to the next word. We can see that same thing here when we have a S sound, even though it's spelled with the CE, it's still the S sound. So we'll say this together. You say it with me. Once more, once more, once more. And now faster. once more, once more, once more, once more, once more, once more, once more. It's much easier to say these words quickly when we move that S at the end of a word onto the next word. So with reduction, we already talked about that, and these are when the unimportant words and syllables get all squished together. They sound like cup of coffee, bottle of water. Unimportant words all sound like and get squished together. The example, what do you? That's one way that we put our words together. The other way is with linking. And that is where we join words together. If you think of a chain is put together with links. And so you can think of words as pieces of a chain that all fit together. So we link our words together, or we join our words together. And there are different ways we can do that. One is where the consonant sound at the end of one word is the same as the consonant sound at the beginning of the next word. So if the sound is different, like maybe you have a D and a R, those are not the same. You wouldn't link those words together. But if you have the same sound at the end of one word and the beginning of the next word, then you would only say that consonant sound once. So for example, we don't say good dog. We say good dog, good dog. Say that with me. Good dog. That is called consonant to consonant linking. So if you're walking down the street and you see somebody walking their dog and you want to say hello to the dog, the person might say, "Oh, he's a good dog. You can pet him. He's a good dog. You can pet him. He's a good dog. You can pet him. He's a good dog. You can pet him." So when we write it, he is a good dog, you can pet him, but it sounds very different when we link our words together. He's a good dog, you can pet him. With consonant to consonant linking, the first consonant disappears in a word. So carrot, balloons, we all know that, that's nothing new. But when we have two words together, where the sound at the end of a word is the same consonant sound as at the beginning of the next word, then that's when we don't say black coffee. We only say that k once. Black coffee. Say these with me. Black coffee, black coffee, bus stop, bus stop. Some milk, and orange juice, orange juice. So let's practice a bunch of these. We will do these together. You can say them with me. We'll say each one twice. Big girl, big girl. Sad day, sad day. Same month, same month. With thanks, with thanks. Take care, take care. How wide, how wide. Fish shop, fish shop. Eat toffee, eat toffee. Stop peeking, stop peeking. Gain nothing, gain nothing. Mr. Rogers, Mr. Rogers. Call Laura, call Laura. So all of these words, they have the exact same sound at the beginning of one word and at the end of the previous word. And we also want to look at these. These are those sister sounds. So when we did our consonants, we saw that there are sounds where the shape of your mouth, the shape of your lips, the position of your tongue is the same for t and d. The only difference is the amount of air that comes out. Hot dog, hot dog. More air comes out with the T. So all of those consonant sounds that have a similar sound, we do the same thing. we only say the beginning consonant sound. So we drop the previous consonant sound. So say these with me. Hot dog, hot dog. Eat dinner, eat dinner. Top banana, top banana. Please sit, please sit. Thank God, thank God. Job posting, job posting. Big kid, big kid. With them, with them. Beige shoes, beige shoes. Enough veggies, enough veggies. 5 fingers, 5 fingers. Rick Zipper, Rick Zipper. Great. So just to take note, if you say please sit, if you don't do it quickly, it sounds kind of funny. So really try to get in the habit of dropping the last consonant sound when it is the same or very similar to the consonant sound of the next word. Please sit, please sit, please sit. Let's practice some of these together. So here we have little tiny sentences, and I'd like you to find the consonant to consonant linking. That means where the consonant sound is the same at the end of one word and at the beginning of the next word, or very similar. So we have our first one already done. Look at this next sentence and find the consonant sound that is the same or sister sounds as the next word. Yes, so he hid 2 coins. Great. And the next one, do the same thing. Did you find it? Say it with me. Bring both things. Bring both things. Great. So that's consonant to consonant linking. The end of the consonant sound at the end of one word is the same as the consonant sound or similar consonant sound to the next word. Another kind of linking is consonant to vowel. This is much more common and much more important to know because when you have a word that starts with a vowel sound, we never start a word with a vowel sound when we speak, unless it's the first word in a sentence. So we wouldn't say turn off, turn off. We say turn off, turn off. We take the consonant sound from the previous word and move it over to the vowel sound. We saw this with owl, oil, where we took the L from owl and brought it over to the oi, that vowel sound. So this is consonant to vowel linking, and this is easier because all you have to do is look for words that start with a vowel sound and bring the consonant sound over from the previous word. Let's practice these together. Say them with me. North America, North America. Stop it, stop it. Turn around, turn around. Give it up, give it up. Game over, game over. Time out, time out. Turn on, turn on. British Air, British Air. Global English, global English. Native Indian, native Indian. World economy, world economy. I'm unable, I'm unable. Great. Let's say our sentences. So I'll give you a minute. What you're looking for is words that start with a vowel sound. There's one right here. And you're going to take the consonant sound from the previous word and move it over. So this sentence will be, she took a red apple. 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 Great. Do the next one. Look for words that start with a vowel sound and then move the consonant from the previous word over. Did you find them? Let's say them together. It's a good idea. It's a good idea. It's a good idea. Great. Next one, I'll give you a minute. Look for words that start with a vowel sound. Did you find them? The roads are icy. The roads are icy. The roads are icy. Great. So the last type of linking is vowel to vowel. This is not very common. There are a few of them. We already know when we have the article the and then a word that starts with a vowel, we have to put an. And this is why, in case you've always wondered, why do you have to put an when you have a noun that starts with a vowel? Well, this is why. Because it's difficult to say egg, egg. It's easier to say an egg, an egg. So that's why when you write, you have to put an before a noun that starts with a vowel sound. However, if it's not an article, you don't have an N. Here are some more examples. Let's say these ones together. An apple, an apple. An elephant, an elephant. An ice cream cone, an ice cream cone. An orange, an orange. An umbrella, an umbrella. So that's if you have an article and a noun that starts with a vowel, you can add the word an instead of a. However, what do you do if it's not a noun? What do you do if it's a pronoun or if it's a different word? Well, here's just some examples. If you remember, go back to your color chart. You can find that if you'd like to. And if you remember that the I sound, we saw that our mouth was in the y. I, he, we, and a as well. These vowel sounds, our mouth is naturally in that y sound after we start the vowel sound. So when we have a word that starts with a vowel sound, following a word that starts with a vowel sound, we don't have a consonant. So we can put one in based on the sound. So I am, when we say it quickly, becomes I am, I am, I am, I am, I am, I am, I am. He is, he is, he is, he is, he is, he is, he is. We are, we are, we are, we are, we are, we are. That's how we can stick these words together to say them quickly. You'll notice too that with some sounds, so the U and the O sound, U, O, our mouth doesn't make the Y sound that's relaxed, it makes the W sound. So when we put these words together, they end in a vowel sound and they start in a vowel sound. We need a consonant sound, and we can use the consonant sound that naturally follows the vowel sound. So it will sound like you are, you are, you are, and go away, go away, go away. Try and say go away, go away, go away. If you try and say that really fast, pretty soon you end up saying go away, go away. Let's practice some of these vowel to vowel linking using the y or the w, and it's always based on the sound that your mouth naturally makes when you say this vowel sound. The end, the end, no answer, may I. May I go on, go on. Just do it, just do it. Happy Easter, happy Easter. I often sing, I often sing. Dry ice, dry ice. Video image, video image. Be able, be able. Be on time, be on time. So unusual. So unusual. You open it. You open it. He isn't here. He isn't here. Do it after. Do it after. Great. Let's do our little sentences when we're looking for vowel to vowel linking, where the vowel sound at the end of a word comes right before a vowel sound on the next word. We think about what consonant sound. Is it a y like I or he? Or is it a W like ooh, blue? Here's our first sentence. He has a blue umbrella. He has a blue umbrella. Now you do the next one, look for vowel to vowel linking, and you'll also see a consonant to vowel linking as well. So figure out what this is going to sound like when we squish this sentence together. Did you get it? It's going to sound like go over your answers. Go over your answers. Go over your answers. How about the next one? Take a minute, find the linking for that sentence as well. Did you get it? I like to ski in winter. I like to ski in winter. I like to ski in winter. Great. Alrighty, so all of this, why are we even learning this? Well, this is why we're learning this, I'll tell you now. We are learning how linking and reduction works so that we can better understand what it sounds like. And more importantly, when you hear somebody say something quickly, it can help you grab those important words, the important syllables. And just remember that all the other words are not important. If person doesn't stress it, they don't say it clearly, it's because it's not an important word. So here we have these little phrases. Some of them are questions, and we have a blank for every word. But here, this is what it sounds like when they're squished together. So what I'd like you to do, we'll do the first couple, we'll do two, and then I'll let you figure out the rest, and then we'll come back and see how well you did in figuring out what the words are. But this first one, you're going to put a word, a written word on each one of these lines. So the first one is, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Did you get the words? What do you want to do? Exactly. What do you want to do? Great. How about the next one? Did you get your haircut? 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 Did you get it? Get your haircut. Remember the furniture rule? When you have a word that ends in a T and starts with a U, it sounds like ch. Get your haircut is did you get your hair cut? Great. So I'll give you a minute. See if you can figure out what all of the correct written words are for these next four sentences. You can pause the video. Once you've figured them out, we'll come back and look at the correct answers. Did you get them? Number 3, I thought you said you couldn't come. I thought you said you couldn't come. I thought you said you couldn't come. Say it with me. I thought you said you couldn't come. Don't look at it, just listen. I thought you said you couldn't come. I thought you said you couldn't come. I thought you said you couldn't come. Great. I thought you said you couldn't come. Next one. When are you going to come back? 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 Right. When are you going to come back? How about this one? Do you want to get a cup of coffee? Do you want to get a cup of coffee? Do you want to get a cup of coffee? Do you want to get a cup of coffee? Do you want to get a cup of coffee? Now, this last one's really hard. I just threw it in there because I'm going to say it. You see if you can get what it is. Imagine you're at a bank or maybe at Tim Hortons, and the person behind the counter is saying it's your turn next. Melpu's next, please. Melpu's next, please. Melpu's next, please. Melpu's next, please. Now, if you only got next, please, that's really all you need to understand. All the other words are not that important. May I help? Who is next, please? Melpu's next, please. Great. So I would like you to do something else. Remember last week where we had content words and we looked at these are words where the stress in these words are also the stressed syllables in the sentence. So for example, the stress in a noun makes a stress in the sentence. Nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, negatives, intensifiers, and question words. These carry stress and these carry the meaning in the sentence. Also two-syllable prepositions like without, above, beyond, all of those kinds of words that are two syllables, one of those syllables is stressed. So let's look at our sentences again. And this time I'd like you to write down these, if you haven't done so already, write these down and then take a crayon. If you have green, that's great. If not, you can take any color and find the stressed syllable and underline it. So for the first one, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Can you feel the beat? Da 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 da. What do you want to do? Underline those beats. Underline just the stressed syllables in the words that you hear. What do you want to do? Right. What do you want to do? The next one, did you get your hair cut? Did you get your hair cut? Did you get your hair cut? You can hear the beat on the verbs, on the question words, and on the nouns. Next one. I thought you said you couldn't come. I thought you said you couldn't come. You'll notice here on the negative, it isn't the nt that's stressed, but it's actually the could that's stressed. And this is really important for when you are saying the positive. You don't want to pronounce the full word. If this was positive, no NT, I thought you said you could come. You want to say, I thought you said you could come. I thought you said you could come. You want to squish this in the positive because if you said could clearly, it actually sounds like the negative. I thought you said you couldn't come. I thought you said you couldn't come. And the next one, take a minute. You can pause the video if you want and underline the stressed syllables in all of these next three sentences. Did you get it? When are you going to come back? When are you going to come back? When are you going to come back? Do you want to get a cup of coffee? Do you want to get a cup of coffee? Do you want to get a cup of coffee? Do you want to get a cup of coffee? Melpu's next, please. Melpu's next, please. Melpu's next, please. Great. So that will help you, I hope, it will help you to really understand what it is that when people squish words together, what is actually happening? What are they doing? And why does it sound like that? And that can also help you when you're listening. If you only hear bleh, haircut, don't worry about it. If you just got a haircut and someone says, did you get a haircut? Then it's pretty clear that you can just say, yes, I do. And the same with, do you want to get a cup of coffee? Even if you don't understand all the words, but you do understand one and cup coffee, that's enough. You can guess and say, yes, please. The last thing we're going to look at is just putting this all together. And this is just the mechanics of it. So I don't need to spend a lot of time on it. What we do is here we have a written sentence. We're going to go through the steps to make it a spoken sentence. What does it look like when we write it as a spoken sentence? And what does it sound like when we say it quickly? So the first thing we do is look for those content words. Nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, negatives, intensifiers, and question words. So take a minute, pause the video, look for the content words, and only underline the stressed syllable in the content word. Texting is a content word, but we don't underline texting. We only underline the stressed syllable. Text, texting, texting. So we're going to underline text. So take a minute, write out this sentence, look for the content words, and then underline the strong syllables in the content words. You can pause the video while you do that, and then we'll come back. Did you get it? Texting while driving can easily cause an accident. Texting while driving can easily cause an accident. That's the first thing. We look for our stresses in the sentence. Then the next thing we want to do is look for reduced T's. So T's that are not stressed. We already saw that T's at the end of a word, we don't hear them. T's in the middle of a word on a non-stressed syllable, change to a D, right? So let's look for our non-stressed T's. And those are our two. So we have texting while driving can easily cause an accident. Great. So our next step is looking for these linkings. Consonant to consonant linking, consonant to vowel linking, and vowel to vowel linking with a W or a Y. Here's our sentence. So we are going to first of all look for any consonant to consonant linking where the consonant at the end of a word is the same as the consonant at the beginning of the word. Do you see any? No, there is no consonant to consonant linking like hot dog. But there is some consonant to vowel linking because we see that we've got some words that start with a vowel sound. So we're going to take the consonant sound from the previous word and drag it over and stick it together. Pause the video and see if you can find them all, and then draw an arrow bringing that consonant sound over. Did you get it? So our first one is can easily cause an accident. Great. So let's say that together. Ready? Texting while driving can easily cause an accident. 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 Great. Okay, so that is our last lesson with reductions and linking. And that is a putting together of everything that we have learned so far, from consonants to vowels, from word stress to sentence stress and rhythm, and now reducing and linking. So putting it all together, we have our final assignment. This is assignment 5. and it is a Friday night dialogue. It is a conversation between two people. They're speaking on the phone and they are trying to figure out some plans for Friday night. And this is a video that you can practice with. There's a PDF of this dialogue that you can print out if you can, or when you do your assignment, you could maybe have it on a phone or on another device so you can read that as you're making your video. This assignment is different because it is a video rather than an audio recording. So when you make your assignment, please make sure to include a video. You are welcome to read it. You don't have to memorize it. But what I'd like you to do is practice, practice, practice so that you can say this dialogue in about 2 minutes is sort of where we're looking. The video that you can practice with is here. And as you can see, it shows that the important syllables are highlighted in green. And this will help you be able to put your words together and speak quickly. There are 2 parts to this video. So I will just show you what each part sounds like so that it's really clear.
Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Not much. What are you up to? Not much. What are you up to? Not much. What are you up to? Nothing really. I'm kind of bored. Nothing really. I'm kind of bored. Nothing really. I'm kind of bored.
Okay, so that is the first part of the video. It goes through each line by line 3 times, a little bit slowly, so that that helps you with the pronunciation. You've got the written English, and then we've also got what we could say spoken English would look like. So we have our stressed syllables in green, we have our T's that get taken away or changed to a D, and then we've also got all the reduction and the linking. So that you can practice with. I recommend at least 1 time through. And then around 12:40 in the video, you'll see that we go through the entire dialogue line by line, and we go a little bit more quickly. So you can watch this part and practice with this second part as well. Make sure you do both parts.
Hey, what's up? Not much. What are you up to? Nothing really. I'm kind of bored. Yeah, me too. Do you want to come over and play this new video game I got? What'd you get? Forza Horizon. Cool. I don't mind going out. Sure, whatever.
Okay, so you can practice with this. I recommend practicing, 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 practicing. Remember, what we're trying to do is build up that muscle memory so that your mouth, your tongue, the muscles in your mouth are able to move very quickly to the place they need to be to get these sounds out correctly and quickly. Try and aim for about 2 minutes to do the entire dialogue. And you can post a video of yourself doing that in the assignment 5 folder, and you'll see all the instructions for the things you need to do this week in the week 6 folder.